Hello everyone and welcome to another flight in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are here in Zurich and we are going to fly to Nice Côte in France. And since we do have quite some few controllers at Zurich today, we will do this flight on the VATSIM network. But of course the rest of the route, most of the route will actually be uncontrolled unless of course other controllers come online during our flight, but if not, then that is all good. Okay, we have already generated our flight plan in SimBrief and we've pre-filed it on the VATSIM network as well. Our call sign today is going to be Swiss 146, as you've seen, from Nice to Zurich to Nice. Our alternate today is Lyon, and we'll be flying the Fenix Airbus A320. We'll be cruising at 31,000 feet of flight level 310, and our cost index today is going to be 54. So we have pre-filed to depart from runway 32 via the GIGABYTE for November departure. But of course, since we do have controllers today at Zurich, we might get something different. But our arrival in Tunis will be on 4 left via the Body 7 Romeo arrival. But of course, we don't have controllers that side, so we'll just fly the that approach as we have filed it. Okay, so other than that, everything is pretty much standard. Scheduled block time is about 1 hour 30 minutes, so it's not a very long flight. So let's start preparing for our departure. Okay, here we are in the cockpit. What I like to do is to just mute the volume for VATSIM on the Unicom frequency, just in case we are able to hear some of the aircrafts landing at other airports on the Unicom frequency. So yeah. Okay, batteries on, and then external power, and we check that all systems are initializing. So while that is happening, let's import our flight from SimBrief into the EFB over here. There's our flight plan imported. Of course, we'll be simulating a different time of day today. Our clock says it's 15:06 UTC. 15:06 UTC, so we'll give ourselves about 30 minutes to get out of here. Systems are still initializing, so let's look at the mass and balances. We are planning to take 180 passengers today with the 2,371 kilograms of cargo and blend fuel of 6,841 kilograms. But of course, we already have 9,576 in the tanks, so we are going to remove some of the fuel from the tank so that we don't get any glitches during the refueling process. I'm just going to leave about 2,000, I think 2,000 kilograms in the tanks is fine. Okay, there we go. So 2,000 in the tanks. We can start loading the aircraft using GSX.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Okay, while GSX is loading the fuel as well as the catering services,
and asked to do.
Let's set up the overhead panel. So fuel pumps on, and then we can arm the emergency exit lighting and switch on the no smoking sign and the seatbelt sign as well. So this one will only start boarding the passengers after refueling. Nav and logo lights can come on, crew oxygen supply, and we can switch on the ground control as well. And then lastly, we switch on the inertial navigation systems to nav, so the alignment process can start. Okay, it's complaining about the fuel in the tanks. That's fine. We'll go away once the refueling is done. Then I will also do the fire test. So APU fire test. done engine fire test, engine number 1 fire test, engine number 2 fire test. Alright, I think that pretty much covers the overhead panel. So let's set up our FMC over here. So we go ATSU menu,
Fuel truck is in position.
AOC flight init, and we can download our data from
Please don't
SimBrief.
load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
And then while the data is downloading, we can open up our operational flight plan on the EFB as well. Okay, there's our data downloaded. From Zurich to Nice, alternate is Lyon. We will initialize the route as well in the init page. And while that is happening, we can insert our call sign for today. So we are Swiss 146. We said that we are going to cruise at flight level 310 today, and our cost index is 54. Okay, other than that, that's all the information. We will then download the wind data as well for the route. Cabin doors are open, catering services are ongoing. So let's see what's happening outside. Okay, there's our refueling truck.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
And the refueling is ongoing. Catering services are ongoing as well, so let's continue setting up our aircraft. And there we go, refueling. Navigation system is still aligning. Okay, let's go to the init P page and fill in the zero fuel weight and center of gravity, as well as the block fuel from our preliminary load sheet, which we have received already. So we go AOC menu, received messages, load sheet, and our zero fuel weight is 60.8 tons. 60.8 tons. Zero fuel weight is 31.5%, and we said that our block fuel weight today is 6.8 tons. So 6.8. Okay, so the aircraft has calculated takeoff weight of 67.4 tons. So let's compare that with what's on the load sheet, 67.4 tons. So there's two agree, so we can accept this load sheet, and we'll update once we get the final load sheet. Let's update the rest of the fuel components over here. So trip fuel 2.9, says here 2.4, but we can't change it, so let's check the other ones. Alternate fuel is 1.9, alternate is 1.9, not 1.3. Final reserve is 1.1, not 1.0, so 1.1. And then route reserve is 0.7. So minimum destination fuel on board is 3 tons. Let's see that. Minimum reserve fuel, so Finres plus alternate is 3.0, so that is fine. Alright, so refueling is still ongoing. Our target fuel, we said, is 6.8, so we still have quite a bit to go. So let's start looking at the weather already, so we can prepare for our departure. We are at Zurich today. Wind is 300 degrees 5 knots, cloud and visibility okay, temperature 19, dew point 10 degrees Celsius, QNH 1019. But of course, let's also look at the latest information from VATSIM. Zurich information alpha is current. Departure runway is 32 as we have pre-filed, so that's the same one. Arrivals, expect ILS approach 28, transition level 70. temperature 19, dew point 10, QNH 1019, no significant difference. Report aircraft type on initial contact with Zurich arrival. Zurich information alpha. Okay, so let's set up our radios already, so we can start with unmuting VATSIM and then switch to the, I always like to start by switching to the 80s frequency. That way I know that my radios are working and the VATSIM network is working as well. So let's go 730.
1750. Departure runway 32. Arrivals expect ILS approach runway 28. Transition level 70. Wind 300 degrees 5 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 19. Dew point 10. QNH 1019. Nozick. Report aircraft type on initial contact with Zurich arrival. Zurich information alpha.
Okay, so that's just repeating the information that we read off here.
Alpha at
we can tune to the ground controller and
expect ILS approach runway
start preparing to get our clearance.
Transition level 70. Wind 300 degrees 5 knots. Cav OK.
Ground controller is on 121755.
QNH 1019. Nozick. Report air 7.
Okay, refueling is done, so we can switch on the APU for the air conditioning. Wait 3 seconds and then we press the APU start. Let's switch the PA system so we can hear the cabin crew make the announcements as well.
Austin 7 November, pushing start roof, face east, caution, there is a company pushing to your left.
Started push approach facing east on Ignis, we're looking for the company, Austrian 7 November, Papa.
Ladies and gentlemen,
welcome on board our flight. Please place your large bag.
So let's just brief our planned departure one more time.
And keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These
Okay, so we said that we are going to be, we think we'll be taking off from runway 32, which is the active runway for today. But we said we are taking the VATSIM 4 November departure, and then through our route as filed, and then we'll arrive into Nice Côte via the board 7 Romeo arrival for runway 4 left. So let's just look at our stand number for today. We are at stand Bravo 33. So let's just zoom in. Into our chart over here. Any minute now. Passengers are boarding. We can switch on the APU bleed already for the air conditioning. So let's look at the chart that is now zoomed in. So there we are, Bravo 33. Runway 32 is where we are taking off from. So it's all the way over here. Okay, let's get our clearance from the ground controller, and then we can set up for our departure.
Gender 2582, request taxi. Austrian 2582, taxi holding point runway 32 via inner and kilo on kilo, hold short runway 28.
Inner kilo to on runway 32, hold short kilo off runway 28, Austrian 2582.
Zero ground, hello, Swiss 146 at stand Bravo 33, SA type Airbus A320 with information Alpha. Requesting IFR clearance to Nice Côte as filed.
Swiss 146, CD bring grüezi, information alpha current, runway 32, cleared Nice, Rapid for November departure, climb 5000, squawk 1000.
Clear to Nice Côte as well as file, the runway 32, Vebit for November departure, initial climb 5000, squawk 1000 for Swiss 146.
Swiss 146, feedback correct.
Alright, there's our clearance. We got the Vebit for November departure as we have pre-filed. So let's set up our aircraft. We can start with the transponder already. So 1000 is our squawk code for today. And then I think we should switch this to auto already. And then QNH, according to information alpha, is 1019 as we've had it. So set our barometers there. And then initial climb 5000 into our mode control panel. And then of course we can set up our flight plans. So we said we are departing from runway 32. Boarding is already completed, so we are pretty much almost ready to go. Vebit for November departure, and we said that we are going to arrive in Nice on ILS. We'll probably do ILS Yankee or ILS Zulu, but of course for now we can pick ILS Yankee.
2582, contact tower 198.17.
And then we said we are going to go the board the 7 Romeo arrival, and we insert that when we can look at it on the navigation display. So we take off, we make a sharp left, we go Rego, and then Zulu Hotel 554, and then 55 Zulu Hotel 558, and of course all of these come with altitude constraints of 5,000, above 5,000, because I think there is a mountainous area around here. So we will need to have our terrain on navigation display on.
Inner and kilo on taxiway kilo, hold short runway 28.
But at Vebit,
Inner kilo and kilo,
we don't have any ATCs. So what I will do here is I'll take a shortcut, because there is no point in making that sharp right turn or left turn over there. So after that we can probably go Odina and then Enoba, or we can go direct to Enoba. Okay, so that looks fine, but let's also look at it on the chart. Not the ground chart, but the departure chart. So Vebit for November, Vebit for November. So as you've seen, you take off and then a sharp left, maximum 210 knots in order to make this turn. Rego above 5,000 feet, and then 5,000 feet is of course our altitude, our initial climb altitude that we got. But by Zurich Hotel 554 we need to be above 6,000, and then by 558 we need to be above 7,000, and then to Vebit, and then we take that shortcut as we had mentioned. Right, I think that is all good. What we will do then is also to set up our secondary flight plan, where we say copy active. But of course we can then set up our engine out SID, which we mostly just go 25 miles runway track and hold. So let's set that up. So of course we will have to set up a waypoint for that is 25 miles out. We're just going to call it Zurich. How many runways do we have here? So we have got runway 3228. I think instead of wasting time, we'll just call it 1 X-ray. And then of course we'll probably put it, let's say there, And then of course we now have to add that waypoint. We are going to call it, we are obviously going to reference it on a takeoff runway, which is 32, and runway track.
7 November Papa, contact tower, 198 decimal 1, goodbye.
18-1, Austrian 7 November Papa, Shinobik.
327.
Merci, boss.
Let's just make sure on the ground chart as well. Airport chart. There we go. It's actually 314. So 314 is the runway track, and then 25 miles. And then we say store. Okay, there we have got our waypoint. So we go back to our secondary flight plan, and of course it's not yet here, so let's add it. So it's Lima Zulu Hotel 1 X-ray. We'll put it over here, and then of course we will need to add, in order to be able to see it, we are going to add it as a fix as well. So fix info, Lima Zulu Hotel 1X, 1 X-ray, and then the next one is our runway track, runway as well. So runway 32, and our runway track we said was 314. Okay, so there we go. So runway track 25 miles in that direction. So let's look at our secondary flight plan. So there we have a secondary flight plan with a solid white line to our holding point. So let's just add a hold there. We are just going, I'm just going to go with the computed hold and say return. So there's our hold over there. So then we'll of course want to come back to our airport. So you're going to enter the new destination, and our arrival is now going to be, they said on the ATIS information that arrival runway is 28, ILS 28. So ILS 28, and it's not going to have a star. Okay, there we are pretty much set up. So let's go ahead and ask for our pushback. Actually not yet, because we have to enter our takeoff performance data. We'll have to do our takeoff performance calculations. So runway 32, flap configuration, we'll leave it on optional for now. Anti-ice is not required. We can do a backs off takeoff today. For the weights, we'll do the takeoff weight, we'll sync with the final load sheet, and as well as the weather, and calculate. So our takeoff speeds today: V1 151 knots, V rotate 151 knots, and V2 155 knots. Flaps 2 configuration today with a trimmable horizontal stabilizer of 0.3 down and a flex temperature of 61. But of course, let's also make sure that the init information is still valid. So 60.8 is still 0 fuel weight. 0 fuel weight center of gravity is now 31.6. A little bit different. But other than that, everything is still the same, so accept that load sheet.
For November departure runway 32, climbing altitude 5,000
And then of course for the takeoff performance data, I'm just going to say send to MCDU, and all the information is inserted. So we are pretty much ready to go now. Let's just make sure that we have covered everything in the checklist. Cockpit preparation is done. Barometers are set QNH 1019. ACARS is initialized. Parking brake is set. Okay. Fuel on board is confirmed. 6.8 tons. Init B is loaded. Flex temperature is calculated. 61 degrees. Takeoff speeds are calculated. V1, V rotate, and V2. And now we can ask for our startup clearance. For that, we will ask GSX for that so long, but we can switch on the external power first. Leave the APU bleed on. Ground control is the one that should be off, actually. Okay, so let's switch on the beacon light, which will trigger our pushback. And we can ask for pushback from the controller.
Zurich ground, hello, Wings 996 Juliet, request Addons to Frankfurt with information Bravo.
Hello, Captain.
Zurich 996 Juliet, Zurich April Grüezi, information Bravo correct, runway 32, with
ground
Frankfurt,
services are
Lima
disconnected.
departure, climb 5,000, score 1,000.
4 minutes to leave the gate, so we are pretty much on time unless we get the pushback delay.
Lima departure from runway 32, climb 5,000 feet. 1,000 AORUS 996 Juliet.
Fenix 996 Juliet, just to confirm it's the TGS 5 Lima departure.
TG5 Lima departure, AORUS 996 Juliet.
Fenix 996 Juliet, is that correct?
6146 at Bravo 33 is ready for push and start.
6146, push and start approved.
Push and start approved for 6146. Okay, push and start is approved. We are going to face west today. So we are going to go nose right. Is it nose right? Yes, we're gonna go nose right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brake is released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
There we are pushing back. There's another Swiss over there. We are passing the red line, so we can start the engines now. So engine number 2 start.
Zurich ground, good analysis 461 Lima radio check.
461 Lima, Zurich Grüezi, City 5.
So passenger signs are on, beacon light is on, transponder is set to auto, and all doors are closed. Okay, there's engine number 2 starting. Engine number 2. Hope GSX doesn't push us too far, so we need to watch out and interrupt it if we need to. And we are going to ask them to stop there.
Zurich Tower,
so engine number 2 is available, so engine number 1 can start. Parking brake is set.
Information Bravo correct, runway 32, clear Amsterdam, TGS 5 Lima departure, climb 5,000, score 1,000.
We have good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Alright, 32 Amsterdam Airport style.
Engine number 1 is starting.
Lima departure, initial climb 5,000, Fox is 1,000, and we have information Bravo indeed.
736, read back correct.
Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Nose and mouth.
Generator for engine number 1 just kicked in, so that engine is going to be available very soon. And there we go. So you can switch this to normal and then switch off the APU.
Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to adjust.
Ground equipment is being removed now. Another aircraft just came.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
If it fails to inflate
Thanks.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright.
and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist
Okay, so after start checklist, ground equipment is that one moving away. Anti-ice is not required. Flap configuration today is flaps 2, so I'll set flaps 2. And there is flaps extending to flaps 2.
Requesting IFR clearance to Munich Flight Swiss 461 Lima.
APU is off.
461 Lima information, Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Munich, take us 5 Lima.
Yellow electric pumps on trim for today is 0.3 down. Somewhere there.
Flight, runway 32, take 5 Lima departure, 5,000 feet, squawk 1000, Swiss 461.
Cabin doors are on,
Can we
decam
get
status
runway 1, signal departure, we are
checked.
unable 32.
And with that we are pretty much ready to taxi.
Would be runway 34, I would have the coordinator. Do you want runway 34?
Yeah, we will take them 34, Swiss 461 Lima.
Swiss 461 Lima, roger, stand by, I have coordinator.
Stand by.
Swiss 146, request taxi.
Swiss 146, taxi only position, runway 32 via November, Foxtrot, Alpha and Kilo, on taxiway Kilo, hold short, runway 28.
Taxi to holding point for runway 32 via November, Foxtrot, Alpha and Kilo, and then on Kilo, hold short runway 28 for Swiss 146. Okay, parking brakes are off, and we can switch on our taxi light and our runway 10 off light as well. The lights can also come on already, so
Push and start approved,
let's go.
Apron clearance, Austrian 240 Foxtrot, Delta 7 with PDZ, request start up.
Austrian 240 Foxtrot, Apron clearance, start up approved.
Start up is approved, Austrian 240 Foxtrot.
Okay, taxi checklist, auto brake, max, spoilers, arm, takeoff config, test, weather radar, on, cabin will prepare and mark the cabin check as complete.
Swiss 461 Lima, you can have runway 34, confirm, ready to copy re-clearance.
Ready to copy, Swiss 461 Lima.
Swiss 461 Lima, everything stays the same exact. It's runway 34, take us 5 Foxtrot departure, climb 5000.
We make a right here onto Foxtrot.
Runway 32, take 5 Foxtrot departure, initial climb 5000.
Left is clear,
Swiss 461 Lima.
right is clear.
Swiss 461 Lima, read back correct.
So make a right here. Okay, flight control check. Elevators, full down, full up, neutral. Ailerons, full left, full right, neutral. Rudder pedals, rudder left, rudder right, neutral. Flight control check is complete. Now we make a right here onto Alpha. Left is clear, right is clear, and we can make a turn here.
And 240 Foxtrot, request taxi. After 240 Foxtrot, taxi holding point runway 32 via Echo, Link 1, Foxtrot, Alpha and Kilo. On taxiway Kilo, hold short, runway.
Cabin is ready for takeoff.
Holding point 32, Echo, Lima 1, Link 1, Foxtrot, Alpha, Kilo, holding short 28 on Kilo, Austrian 240 Foxtrot.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Cool, thank you. Right. Let's keep taxiing. So this is Juliet coming up.
Airbus 323 Quebec Lima for pushing
You
start.
can set the tower frequency on 118
Pushing start, proof 23 Quebec Lima.
decimal 1, because they are the ones who are going to give us the clearance to cross the runway if they are still online.
Swiss 146, contact tower 118.1, goodbye.
Tower 118.10 for Swiss 146, thank you, bye bye. Just in time. Zurich Tower, hello, Swiss 146.
Swiss 146 Tower, hello, Kilo cross runway 28.
1 kilo cross runway 28 for Swiss 146. And there we go, given clearance to cross. Left is clear, right is clear.
Hotel India Golf, runway access crossing is approved. After closing VOR, proceed direction Burfeld.
Crossing runway access approved, and after closing VOR, direct Burfeld, Hotel India Golf.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Swiss 146, 300 degrees 5 knots, runway 32 cleared for takeoff, and traffic information. There is a single engine piston are currently over closing VOR, going now direction Burfeld at around 3000 feet, and yeah, he is indicating 3000 feet stable.
Cleared for takeoff, and we'll look out for the traffic for Swiss 146.
Hotel India Golf, would you like a left turn to Burfeld?
Okay, so we are given takeoff clearance, but of course
and Hotel India Golf at all times stay clear of runway access, runs runway 14.
Set up a couple of things first.
Hotel India Golf, traffic in sight.
Okay, so transponder is set to TARA, landing lights can go on, strobe lights can go on as well, and flight controls are done. TCAS is set to TARA, departure brief is confirmed, takeoff data and FMA is all good, flaps are set, ECA memo, takeoff no blue, takeoff runway is confirmed, is 32, strobes are on, PECs are off for takeoff today. And with that we can set the clocks and let's go. Parking brakes off and 50% power. That's stable. And toga. 3-1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
Austin 240 Foxtrot, hold the church rate on kilo.
Austin 240 Foxtrot, tower low and kilo cross runway 28.
On kilo crossing tower.
Bye bye Zurich, see you next time. Unicom 122.8 for Swiss 146, thank you, bye bye. Climb thrust, let's set autopilot, and backs on.
Zurich Tower,
122.8 on Unicom, we don't have any more ATC. Flaps up, or flaps 1. There comes our left turn. I believe we are above the terrain here, but let's just switch on the terrain on navigation display. Flaps up, and spoilers disarm, and back number 2 on. 5,000 feet. We don't have any more ATC, so we are going to set our cruising altitude of 310 as the next altitude on the MCP here, and we're gonna go managed climb. Just to watch our speed. I doubt we're going to need to go all of this, so we go direct Gersa. So we go direct Gersa, and then insert that. We're above the transition level. Did we set the transition level correctly? It was 7,000 feet. And of course we are at passing 7,000, so parameter set to standard. And now we're going direct Gersa, and then of course we are en route. Let's just make sure we are above that terrain over there. After takeoff, landing gear is up. ECAM is checked. Status as well. We are cleared to flight level. We are going to our cruising altitude, and parameters are set to standard. Once passing 10,000 feet, we can switch off the landing lights as well as the seatbelt sign. We were asked to check out the single piston engine aircraft. We do have TCAS on TARA, and above 1,000 feet, of course, it would be appearing over here, but we didn't get anything, so I guess we are all right. We have passed 10,000 feet, so landing lights can come off. Seatbelt sign can come off as well. And now we can just climb to our cruising altitude and go to Nice. We are above the terrain, so not too worried about that. Alright, so let's sit back and enjoy our flight to Nice. Alright, we are still climbing to our cruising altitude. So passing flight level 228 for 310. But let's use the time and the peace and quiet to set up for our arrival. So we said that according to our operational flight plan that we are going to take the bit turbulent up here. Okay, we said that we are going to take the body 7 Romeo for runway 04 left. Generally arrival into Nice is done via the RNP approach, but since we don't have ATC at Nice today, I figured we can do the ILS 04 left, and this is just so that we can do the we can fly the DME arc to line up with the localizer. So let's have a look at what that looks like right now. So let's see. Lima Foxtrot Mike November for Nice, and we go to arrival charts and we say board D7 Romeo, of course, which we start at board D under flight level 170, and then we continue our descent to Amgel, where we should be at above 11,400 feet, and then we make a sharp left to Mikru, where we should still be above flight level 110, 11,000 feet, and then direct Otoke, and then we make a right to Mike November 800, and then to Neras. Down here we should be just above 4,000 feet, and then of course we join the approach from here. Now the approach, if we go with the ILS Yankee 404 left, so let's see, approach ILS Yankee 4 left. After Neras, we follow a DME at a DME arc at 21 DME at Alpha Zulu Romeo VOR. We fly that arc, and it will line us up with the runway center line to take us to the runway center line, and thereafter we join the route into intercept the localizer at DME 12.5. So then after that, obviously there we should be at 4,000 feet, and then that is also our intercept for the glide slope. So that is going to be all fine. So we can set up for that. So we already set up for body 7 Romeo, so let's just make sure that's what we have. Arrival body 7 Romeo for ILS Yankee 4 left. So that is confirmed. Let's look at the performance data, and we can set up the barrow today, which is we're going to go with 291 feet. 291 feet. I'm never really sure which one of these to pick, especially if you have all of these classes. I think these have to do with the classes of the aircraft, but if you know how to pick, comment down below. Alright, I think that is pretty much it. That's just the decision altitude anyway. Other than that, let's look at the weather in Nice today. So Lima Foxtrot Mike November. It's unusually calm winds today. 120 degrees 5 knots. A few clouds at 10,000 feet. Temperature 18 degrees, 2.17 degrees, QNH 1021. So let's set that up. QNH 1021, temperature is 18. Winds, he said, is 150. Is it 150? 125 knots. 120 degrees 5 knots. Very calm winds. It's always windy in Nice. Transition level, we can just check on the chart since we don't have ATC today. Transition level 5,000 feet. So that's all set up already. If we go do a config full landing today, which is going to require us to do the approach at flight level 142 knots. Okay, last thing we also want to do is the runway 04 left is a very short one, so we'll have to check the arrival performance. So we'll go with a dry runway, refresh the meta information. Winds 120 knots, 120 degrees 5 knots, temperature 18, QNH 1021. Landing weight today, let's look at the flight plan. We had an estimated takeoff weight of 67411 kilograms. We can take out the trip fuel just for an estimate of 2911, and we get 64.5 tons, so 64500 kilograms. So let's do that. We can figure 64.5. If we go with low auto brake, idle, thrust, no reversers, we can still make the runway. So that is all fine. Alright, I think that's our approach into Nice briefed quite early today, just in case we get ATC online along the route and then it starts getting busy, and then we might not get the chance to do it later on in the flight. And there's our cruising altitude coming up. Since it's not a very long flight today, we will fly for a bit and then it will be time for our descent already. Okay, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy our flight to Nice, or the rest of our flight to Nice. Of course, we will speed up a little bit just to below overspeed over there, so we can cut down on the travel time where we can. So we're gonna go Mach 0.82. We have an aircraft just somewhere to our left. There it is passing. There you can see the contrails. There it is picked up our TCAS. Right, all is good. Alright, we are coming up to a NOBA, and that is our top of descent as well. Our initial descent altitude is under flight level 170 by Bordy, so 170 is what we are going to target to be level by Bordy. So we're going to go manage descent, and we are going to decelerate as well. So we are now descending to Nice. does not want to do a managed descent for some reason. Oh, there we go. So we're gonna go do a quite steep descent at first, because we obviously missed the top of descent by a bit. So here we go, 6,000 feet per minute. We can deploy the spoilers halfway, or the speed brake halfway as well. Make sure we don't get out of our speed envelope. Green dot speed. So far I do not see the indicator for the estimated location of when we are going to meet our target altitude. So I'm going to deploy the speed brakes some more. There is some high terrain, so we're going to switch on terrain on navigation display just to make sure we can retract the speed brake. But it does not seem like we are going to meet the oh, there we go. There's the indicator showing now, so we'll go 4,000 feet per minute, which will bring us down to flight level 170 just before boarding. So while we are still far out, let's do a couple of things here as well. The first thing is to insert our runway over here, which is 04 left in the progress page, so we know how far we are. Whoops. Lima Foxtrot Mike November 04 left. There we go, 38 miles. And then the other thing that we want to do is to extend the center line. So we go to fix info, and of course we remove the previous fixes that we used for the departure. And then we insert the fix info. Okay, 170 by Bordy. So the next one is 11,400 or 114, sorry, and then we go managed descent so that we can try and match those target altitudes. 04 left, we can set up our fix. Whoops. 04 left. Now 04 left, the runway heading is 042. And then on the other side, okay, so there we have got our extended center line. There's the airport. Whoops. It's not 138, it's 222. There we go. Of course, we've just been asked to contact a controller because it looks like a controller came online. So let's contact them. Of course, they'll probably then give us the RNP approach into Nice, so we won't get to fly the DME arc then. So the controller is on 124650. 124650. It is Marseille control.
Flight level 360 runway direct to Varna.
Domestic 267 Marseille control, bonsoir, identified. One ready, descent flight level 320 leveled by Irma.
When ready, descent flight level 320 leveled by Irma 267.
Marseille control, bonsoir, ici 495 altitude.
So now we are going over the water. We're not going to need the radar navigation display anymore.
Bonsoir, identifié, autorisé arrivé à Black 7 Romeo, rappelé pour la descente.
Autorisé à Black 7 Romeo, on rappelle pour la descente 495. Marseille control, côté Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot, flight level 380 inbound Kangoo.
Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot, Marseille control, bonsoir, actually not identified, recycle stroke 5610, please.
Squawk 5610, Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot.
Marseille, bonsoir, easy correction, Mike Alpha Bravo, Sierra Golf, flight level 210 towards Almeida.
Last station calling, I don't see you on my scope, check mode Charlie, please.
Marseille control, hello, Swiss 146 is passing 140 on the body 7 Romeo arrival into Nice.
Swiss 146, Marseille control, bonsoir, identified, descent flight level 110, expect RNP Alpha approach runway 0 for left.
Descent 110, RNP Alpha 44 left for Swiss 146.
Marseille control, good evening.
So we go open descent. Of course, we are not going to get to fly the
Station running, say again your call, please.
we're not going to fly the DME arc, so we're gonna go RNP RNAV for left. Body 7 Romeo still, so there we go.
Ryanair 5 Foxtrot, correction 5, Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot, we have now recycled squawk 25615
Yeah, Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot identified.
Of course, then we are not going to fly the entire thing. We'll probably get the radar vectors very soon.
Okay, sorry about that. Descent level 370, Ryanair 5
146 radar vector, turn right heading 180 degrees.
180 degrees for Swiss 146. Of course, we've got the vectors already. 180 degrees.
On descend sur Mike uniforme Sierra, niveau 80, et Easy 495.
Alors pas tout à fait, direct Mike uniforme Sierra et dès que prêt, descendez niveau 80.
Ah, excusez-moi, oui.
Okay.
Direction Mike uniforme Sierra et dès que prêt,
let's just
niveau 80.
check the weather here.
Easy 495.
Just update the weather, make sure we still have the same information. 120 degrees 5 knots is still the same. Temperature is still 108, QNH is 1021. So it's all good then.
357 November Marseille control, bonsoir, 5613.
It looks like it's quite busy at Nice now.
Swiss 146, 30 track miles to approach, descent 4 retard, correction, descent 3000 feet, QNH at Nice is 1021.
Descent 3000, QNH 1021 for Swiss 146.
Hotel control, good evening, Fenix 97 Kilo Charlie with you, hold on 400.
Fenix 97 Kilo Charlie, Marseille control, bonsoir, identified, recycle, so 5614.
We have added...
Fenix 97 Kilo Charlie.
I did not hear the track miles that we have, but
Lufthansa 13, we apologize for the late call.
we'll of course
we're now descending
just manage our energy
passing 380.
as we see fit.
Lufthansa 13, Marseille Control, bonsoir. Identified. I think you are a little bit far to start your descent. Maintain flight level 370, please.
Of course, we'll start slowing down very soon now. 250 knots is set by the FMC.
370, Lufthansa 13.
And 10,000 that we are passing. So of course you can scan the landing lights already under 10,000 feet.
Made at Max Chekhov.
And seatbelt sign on.
4,000 Max Chekhov.
Select 7 Kilo Charlie, thank you, identified.
Just shallow descend a little bit while we descend. We can use the speed brake to assist with that.
Stand by, bike Swiss 146 down right, heading 270 degrees.
Right 270 for Swiss 146.
Affair 5127 Marseille Control, bonsoir, let's go 5615.
270.
5615, that's 51.
Mike Sierra Golf identified, proceed direct Corsi.
Direct Corsi, thanks very much, Max Chekhov.
Select 97 Kilo Charlie, contact by control frequency 128.105, bye-bye.
128.105, thank you, Channel 97 Kilo Charlie.
Ryanair 54 Uniform Hotel, continue climb flight level 360.
Okay, we can retract the speed brake now. We have reached our target speed of 250 knots.
And Ryanair 54 Uniform Hotel, proceed direct Mopem.
Now of course let's look at the chart for the RNP approach because we have briefed the one for the
Alpine 64 Tango Foxtrot no 480C first climb on Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye-bye.
Briefed the one for the ILS, so RNAV, RNP Alpha.
Device 267 no 480C Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye-bye.
Unicom 1 decimal 8, allez 267 Navigator.
Marseille Control, Easy 495 pour descendre niveau 80.
This is actually RNP Yankee. We don't have the correct one, so it's supposed to be RNP Alpha.
Indication 95, donc c'était implicite dans la clearance précédente, donc c'est dès que près des ondes niveau 80, vous n'avez pas besoin de rappeler.
Of course, we'll say insert, but of course we'll continue with the present heading.
Good evening, Lufthansa 158, flight level 360.
And they're showing us the correct
Station 158, Marseille Control, bonsoir,
waypoint now.
I need you on an even flight level flying.
Of course,
flight level 370 and 350.
3,000 feet is coming up before we have to go direct to
Lufthansa 158, wait flight level 370, proceed direct to Vatia.
So that's all good. So our arrival takes us to Bisbo. 3,000 feet, maximum 190 knots, and then after that we fly to Foxtrot November 04 Alpha, and then we start our descent towards the runway. There's the airfield, so we'll then make a right turn to the runway. Cabin is prepared for landing.
Hi Captain, the cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you.
Clear to destination west, Saudi 1 Alpha departure, 04 right, initial climb, flight level 100, stroke 5616, information Alpha, 0735.
0735, confirm the departure, Saudi 7 Alpha.
Saudi 7 Alpha departure, 0735.
0735, correct, information Alpha is correct, QNH 1021, report for pushing start.
Roger, 75.
Okay, bonsoir, Ryanair 39 Charlie Alpha level 360 and bound 2 knots.
Okay.
146, proceed direct Bisbo, from Bisbo cleared RLP Alpha approach runway 04 left, number 1.
Direct Bisbo, and then at Bisbo cleared RNP approach runway 04 left for Swiss 146.
Previous station calling, second you call sign.
Okay, so we are cleared to go direct Bisbo.
Charlie Alpha, Marseille Control, bonsoir, let's go 1000.
1000, 39 Charlie.
Insert. And then of course we'll decelerate 190 knots. Just at our top of the, when we reach 3,000 feet. Let's look at the go around procedure for today. Missed approach, we go Mike November 04 Alpha, turn right, not exceeding 185 knots to Mike November 504, maintaining maximum 3,000 feet. And then proceed direct Mike November 512, then turn left to Neras, and then at Neras join the holding pattern at 3,000 feet. Okay, well good, we have got the sun's reflection now on us. We have got the LDEV and VDEV showing up now. So it's all good. We are slowing down now to our approach speed, so flaps 1. We are cleared for the RNP.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Alpha identified.
We can look at the approach checklist as well.
Ryanair 39 Charlie Alpha, say again.
ECAM status is checked. There's nothing there.
You can expect a CBDLC message too.
Approach type and runway is RNP Alpha 04 left. Minimas are set today. Actually, they are not set. The minimum decision altitude is 2,000 feet now.
Avec Paris, 128, 105, 77 Echo Zulu, merci, bonne soirée.
Okay, so next approach phase is activated and we are clear to 3,000 feet and barometers are set QNH 1021. Auto brake, low, spoilers, arm, flaps 2. There we are at Bisbo, we can go approach. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet, so there's no need to change that. ECAM memo, landing no blue will come very soon. And there we go. Flaps 3.
3741 Echo, you are leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye.
Gear down. And there's the airport over there.
Ryanair 741 Echo, the 4 ATC Unicom 122.8, bye.
And flaps full. And we are at our approach speed of 141 knots. 142 knots. And we are fully configured. There's the airport over there. And we've started to our descent on our imaginary glide slope. Of course, after this point we take over and we fly the rest of the way manually. Sunset arrival into Nice.
Last station calling credibility 2x5, very quiet, second.
I maybe want to get a little bit of lighting here because it's getting a bit dark.
Fox Hotel Novembre, Marseille Contrôle, bonsoir, identifié, montez niveau 330, direct à Black.
Direct à Black.
Hopefully we can see the puppies a little bit earlier. And there we go.
Addons 74 Golf, Bravo, Marseille Contrôle, bonsoir.
Autopilot off. Flight directors off and we fly the rest of the route manually.
Addons 74 Golf, Bravo, montez niveau 200.
Landing no blue. So let's do this.
Swiss 146 on way 04 left, clear to land, wind 110 degrees 5 knots.
Clear to land for left, Swiss 146. Alright. I don't see the puppies yet.
106 Marseille Control, bonsoir, identified. I need you on the nose, flight level 5 south from flight level 350 and 370 are available.
Flight level 270 will be okay.
106, roger, climb now, flight level 370.
Flight level 370.
CBR Ryanair 575, flight level 340 for 1000.
Ryanair 575, Marseille Control, bonsoir, identified.
Okay, there's 04 left. Still don't see the puppies really well. I see 2 red, 2 white now. So I think we are on the profile. Yep, 2 red, 2 white.
Going 54 Kilo Tango to 480, Unicom 1228, bye bye. Going 54 Kilo Tango, Unicom, merci, bonne soirée.
Still 2 red, 2 white.
400. 300.
Still on profile.
Ryanair 575, proceed direct north south.
Ryanair 575, say again.
Proceed direct north south, November Oscar Sierra Tango Alpha.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Ryanair 575,
And they are down.
Alpine 7, pardon, Alpine 74, Golfe Bravo, procédez direct backflip, montée niveau 380.
80 knots. 60 knots. Manual braking and we can vacate here.
Situation at 1, Alpine 74, Golfe Bravo, procédez direct backflip, montée niveau 380. Soleil 58, Québec, Echo, Marseille Contrôle, bonsoir, identifié, procédez direct Mende.
En principe direct Mende, France Soleil, Québec, Echo.
Flaps up. Of course we need to cross the holding point to say we have vacated. And we can stop here. 6146 has vacated, 04 left.
Maintenez vitesse 280 nœuds ou plus.
Oops.
On maintient 280 nœuds ou plus, GSX
Control 0735, send 52 requesting push and start.
0735, push and start, it's route facing south, QNH is 10 seconds.
6146 has vacated, 04 left.
0735, push and start route facing south, QNH is 1035.
Push and start approved, facing south, 0735.
And actually correction, QNH is 10211.
0217 request.
Swiss 146, welcome to Nice taxi via Golf Tango Stand 6 Alpha.
Taxi via Golf Tango for Stand 6 Alpha for Swiss 146.
Alpine 74, Golf Bravo, contacté par les contrôles fréquence 28 des
Okay, let's go. So landing lights off, taxi light strobes can come off as well.
Fine. Alpine 357 November, confirm your request to flight level 360 as your final flight level.
Whoops, we are actually not going to uniform, we are going to Golf. And then Tango for Stand 6 Alpha.
Alpine 5 for Uniform Hotel, Route direct Copper, Kilo, Oscar, Papa, Oscar, Romeo.
Six Alpha.
Easy 495, quittez Mike Uniform Sierra, cap actuel.
Excusez-moi, j'ai pas compris la fin du message, Easy 495.
Easy 495, guidage radar, quittez Mike Uniform Sierra, cap
And
actuel.
6 Alpha.
On continue sur le guidage radar, cap actuel, après Mike Uniform Sierra, Easy 495.
Start. Flaps are up. DCAS can go to standby.
Flaps station calling, say again.
Radar Benny Station 690, recommande ce qui est estimatif.
There is 6 Alpha.
1 by 5, say again and check your mic please.
There's our ground crew waiting for us.
Mosaic Control, you ring 61 Victor
Taxi lights can come off so we don't blind our air marshal.
Alpine,
and there we go.
61 Victor Yankee, Marseille Control, bonsoir, identified, confirm your request to flight level please.
We would like to stay at 350, you ring 61
There's
Victor
our air
Yankee.
marshal, of course.
Gotcha. Ryanair 5 Uniform Foxtrot, the 4 ATC, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Master 5127 requested.
Master 5127, say again.
320.
Master 5127, descent flight level 250.
Descent to 50, request 51.
Lufthansa 13, descent flight level 230.
Descent to 230, Lufthansa 13.
Soleil 58 Québec Echo, la descente.
Okay. Parking brake is set.
Descendez niveau 3.
APU is available. We can start the APU bleed and we can switch off the engines. Welcome to Nice, everybody.
Soleil 58 Québec Echo, autorisé à arriver Mont 6 Echo, prévu approcher la piste 30 droite.
Parked a little bit skew,
Autorisé Mende,
but it's fine, we'll take
Echo,
it.
on prévoit l'y aller, France droite, France Soleil Québec Echo.
And we've got our arrival message as well.
On descend 3000 pieds, QNH 1021, Easy 495.
Ryanair 5 for Uniform Hotel, contact by control frequency 128.105, good night.
And there we go. So let's start deboarding the passengers. Wing lights can come off, beacon light off, and seatbelt sign off as well. And there's our stairs connecting, so we can lower the volume for
10604 ATC Unicom 122
ATC as well, since we are no longer going to get any instructions. So now we just wait for our passengers to deboard. We stop the clock, 58 minutes approximately of flight time today. Right, overhead panel, fuel pumps
Passengers bus is
off, ground control. We don't need the navigation system anymore, so we won't be flying after this. And let's deboard the passengers. Let's look at the after landing checklist. Exterior lights are set, flaps are set to 0, ground spoilers are disarmed already. APU is started, weather radar off, and then TCAS is already on standby. Engine number 2 shut down, we didn't need that for today. Yellow electric pump is on by default. And so let's deboard the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, when disembarking, please take care and hold on to the handrails when walking down the stairs. Please ensure
être autorisé, juste donner l'arrivée avant, ce sera Black
Alright, deboarding is completed, so we can switch off the APU and then crew oxygen supply can come off as well, and then all the lighting can come off as well. Nav and logo lights off, no smoking sign off. We can disarm the emergency exit lighting as well, and then yeah, we wait for the APU to come off and then we can switch off the aircraft. We need to connect to the external power so that when the APU comes off we still have power to the aircraft. So we can ask the jetways, or not the jetways but the stairs, to be disconnected, and make sure that all the doors are closed. Close the doors, and there are the stairs disconnecting. Right, APU is still coming down. Just make sure that on our checklist, yellow electric pump off. By default, engines are off, cabin doors are disarmed, beacon light is off, seatbelt signs are off, transponder is set to 2004 VFR. And now we can set it to standby because we are about to leave now. So it's possible we are no longer going to be visible on the VATSIM network, so someone might just connect to this gate. Alright, there's our APUs finally switching off. So APU is off, so we can switch off the aircraft. Right, so battery is off, and then disconnect the external power. The aircraft is powered down. We can disconnect the GPU as well, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this flight into Nice Côte today, and I will see you in the next one.